An 82-year-old man sat alone in a hospital waiting room, clutching a yellowed envelope that hadn't been opened in 50 years. His hands trembled, not from age, but from the weight of 3 words he'd been too proud to say half a century ago. In 30 minutes, he would finally face the person he destroyed. But here's what nobody expected. The apology wasn't for what you think, and the person waiting in that room. They'd been planning something far more devastating than forgiveness. His name was William Carter. For 50 years, he'd lived in the same small town in rural Pennsylvania. Same house, same routine, same crushing guilt that woke him at 3 a.m. every single night. The neighbors knew him as the quiet old man who never smiled, who sat on his porch every evening staring at the sunset like he was waiting for something. And he was. He was waiting for the courage to fix the worst mistake of his life. It started in 1974. William was 32, married to Rebecca, with a 7-year-old son named Michael. Bright eyes, constant laughter, the kind of kid who collected rocks and asked questions about every star in the sky. William loved that boy more than breathing, but love and presence aren't the same thing. William worked 60-hour weeks, missed school plays, forgot birthdays. Rebecca begged him to slow down, but William had one answer: "I'm providing for this family. That's what matters." Then came October 15th, 1974. Michael's science fair. Michael had spent 3 weeks building a volcano project. He begged his father to come, just this once. William promised. He swore he'd be there. But that afternoon, a problem erupted at the factory. William's boss needed him. Just 2 hours. William called home, told Rebecca to tell Michael he'd make the next one. There would be other science fairs, other chances. Michael stood on that stage holding his volcano, scanning the crowd for his father's face. William never came. When Michael got home, he didn't cry, didn't yell. He just walked past his father in silence, went to his room, closed the door. William told himself the boy would get over it. Kids forget. But the next morning, something was different. Michael wouldn't look at him, wouldn't speak. The light in those bright eyes had dimmed, and William, too proud to admit he'd broken something precious, said nothing. Days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months. The silence between them became a wall. By the time Michael turned 18, they were strangers. Michael left for college and never came back. Not for Thanksgiving, not for Christmas. Rebecca tried to bridge the gap, sent letters, made phone calls, begged Michael to visit. Michael's answer was always the same: "I'll come when Dad apologizes." And William's answer? "I have nothing to apologize for. I worked hard for that boy." Rebecca died in 1999. At her funeral, Michael came, stood on the opposite side of the grave from his father. They didn't speak, didn't hug. When it was over, Michael walked away. That was 25 years ago. William hadn't seen his son since, hadn't heard his voice, didn't know if he was married, if he had children. William had grandchildren somewhere in the world he'd never met. For years, William told himself he was right, that Michael was too sensitive. But time has a way of sanding down pride. 70 became 80, every birthday alone, every holiday in silence, every 3 a.m. wake-up with the same thought: "I should have gone to that science fair." One missed evening, 2 hours he could have rearranged, one little boy's heart he could have protected, and he chose wrong. Last month, William had a heart attack. Minor, the doctors said. But at 82, every heart attack is a warning. Lying in that hospital bed, William realized something. He was going to die soon, and when he died, he'd take that regret to the grave. His son would never know that his father spent 50 years drowning in guilt. Michael would live believing his father never cared, never loved him enough to say sorry. So William hired a private investigator, found Michael living in Oregon, a high school science teacher, married, 2 daughters. The investigator brought back photos. Michael's hair was gray now, but those eyes, those same bright eyes, still alive. William stared at those photos for hours. This man was a stranger, but he was also the 7-year-old boy holding a volcano, waiting for his father. William wrote a 50-page letter. Every regret, every missed moment. But he couldn't send it. Words on paper weren't enough. This required presence. So William bought a plane ticket, flew to Oregon, checked into a motel near Michael's school. He saw Michael leave for work every morning, saw him laugh with his wife on the porch, saw the life William wasn't part of. But then he saw something that changed everything. Michael's daughter, 16, bright eyes, asking her father about constellations, and Michael stopped everything, sat with her, pointed at the sky, explained every star, gave her his complete attention, his presence. The thing William never gave him. Michael had become the father William never was, had broken the cycle, and somehow that made it worse. William went to Michael's school, asked the front desk to call him out, said it was urgent. Michael came to the front office, saw his father standing there after 25 years, and his face went white. They stared at each other. Finally, Michael spoke. "Why are you here?" William held out the envelope. "I need to talk to you. Please, just 30 minutes. If you never want to see me again after that, I'll respect it. But I can't die without saying this." Michael looked at the envelope, then at his father, at this fragile old man who was once so strong and so stubborn. Michael could have said no, could have walked away, but instead he nodded. "There's a coffee shop down the street. I'll meet you there in 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes felt like 10 hours. William sat at a corner table. When Michael walked in and sat down, every prepared word vanished. They sat in silence. Finally, William spoke. "I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed your science fair. I'm sorry I chose work over you. I'm sorry I made you feel invisible. I'm sorry I was too stubborn to apologize when it mattered. I'm sorry I wasted 50 years we could have had together. I'm sorry I wasn't the father you deserved." Tears ran down William's face. He waited for Michael to respond, to yell, to forgive, to walk away. But Michael just sat there. Finally, he spoke. "I forgave you 20 years ago, Dad." William's breath caught. "You what?" Michael nodded. "I was angry for a long time, but holding on to that was killing me. So I let it go, made peace with it." William felt relief flood through him. "Then why didn't you reach out?" And here's where the story twists. Michael leaned forward. "Because forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. I forgave you for me, not for you. You don't get to feel better just because I let go of my anger. You missed my childhood because you chose to. You missed my wedding, the birth of my daughters, my mother's last years. You chose wrong every single time, and I wasn't going to give you a relationship you never earned just because you finally feel guilty." William felt punched. "But I'm apologizing now. Doesn't that count for something?" Michael's expression softened slightly. "It counts for something, but it doesn't erase 50 years. You're here because you're dying and you want peace. I understand it, but I'm not obligated to give it to you. Every science fair I attended for my students, I thought of you. Every time I showed up for my daughters, I thought of you. You taught me exactly what kind of father not to be." The words cut deep, but they were true. William nodded. "You're right. I don't deserve forgiveness. I just needed you to know, that I spent 50 years knowing, that I'm sorry, and that I'm proud of you. You became everything I wasn't." Michael's eyes glistened. "Thank you for saying that. But this is where our story ends, Dad. I hope you find peace, but I can't give it to you." Michael stood up, extended his hand. William shook it, felt his son's hand for the first time in decades. Then Michael walked out, and William sat there alone, with his unopened envelope. And something unexpected happened. He didn't feel worse. He felt lighter, Not forgiven, not reconciled, but honest. For the first time in 50 years, he'd told the truth. Some mistakes are too big to fix. Some apologies come too late. William flew back to Pennsylvania. He didn't wake up at 3 a.m. anymore. The guilt was still there, but it wasn't strangling him. 3 months later, William died peacefully in his sleep. At his funeral, there was one person nobody expected: Michael. He stood in the back. After everyone left, Michael walked to the grave, placed something on the fresh dirt, Michael's old science fair volcano, and he whispered something only the wind heard. "I forgive you, Dad. For real this time." Sometimes sorry isn't enough. Sometimes it's too late. But sometimes saying it anyway is the only way forward. William waited 50 years to say "I'm sorry." Michael waited 50 years to fully let go. And in the end, both found peace. Just not together. If this story touched you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real stories about life and regret. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Someone holding on to pride. Someone waiting for an apology. Thank you for watching. Until next time.